good. So,
Okay.
you record?
Mhm.
Okay. But for this session, what do you exactly have to do for your teacher? Because you know that me, I have to speak about freedom, but
Yeah,
you?
so basically the only requirements is we have to talk in English for 20 minutes and talk in French for 20 minutes. And then I also have to talk about the freedom of speech or some political issue for a certain amount of time. So if we do that in English, that's fine. And maybe in French we can talk about something different, or I don't know. But as long as we talk about freedom of speech in English, that fulfills my requirement. And then we just talk in French about whatever for 20 minutes.
Okay, and it's good. So we start in English, and after we will speak French.
Yeah. Do you have like a set of questions that you need to ask me again, or we're just supposed to just talk?
Yeah, we can talk. I have some questions, but for example, but it's simple. What do you think about this subject? The freedom of speaking,
What do I
of
think
speech.
about? Um,
Sorry.
yeah, I think it's super important, especially now that like now my country is super polarized, as in, with our two-party system, with Trump, with all these just social situations that have happened recently. And my generation, like this younger generation, is starting to become more like active in politics. And we definitely do that through the freedom of speech, especially on like social media. That's freedom of speech all day long because you're just posting your thoughts to the world. I think it's really important.
Okay. For example, do you think that that's normal in different countries that the women don't have to don't have the freedom of speech? In some country, I don't know which country, but
I as a feminist, I don't agree with that anyways, but I definitely know that some countries that's not women don't have as much freedom of speech as men do, and I don't agree with that. But I do respect that it's a different culture and they've been doing a different thing for a minute, and I can't just go over there and tell them that their whole government system is wrong. But yeah, I don't know, especially like in America, like since we started as a colony and then we like fought in the revolution from England to get our freedom, that's why freedom of speech is so important to us. And although it took us a minute to get women to have the right to vote, took us a minute to get rid of slavery, and we still kind of are dealing with the effects of like colonies that we took like their freedom away, especially in Africa. But I think it's still like super important, regardless of like sex or race in this country in general. We're pretty good about freedom of speech.
okay, it's fine. Okay.
What do you think about freedom of speech in your country?
In my country?
Mm-hmm.
But for me, for example, everybody has to say their opinion, and in my country, I think it's the case. So I know that there are some restrictions because I had read that there are some limits for the freedom of speech. Do you know which are these limits? And maybe your limits it's not the same.
Wait, say that last part
in my
again.
country. Sorry.
Say the last part again.
Yeah. Do you know which are the limit of the freedom of speech?
And
in your country, and maybe your limits are not the same of mine.
Yeah. In our country, so like this was from high school. I don't remember the court cases off the top of my head, but So like there's definitely limits in the newspaper, and there's definitely limits in like magazines, and on TV, like certain like curse words are only some are allowed, like on the public radio or in public TV. Otherwise they're like bleeped out, if you know what I mean by that. And yeah, I don't know, like there was this one court case, I forget what happened, but basically it dealt with freedom of speech in regards to like pornography. And like, yes, like everybody should be able to have their freedom of speech to put out or view or whatever, but like if pornography is on like public TV for like, you know, if young kids are watching it, and like they had to put limits on that, or if like in like public magazines. And so now, like, especially that's why we have stores for stuff like that, and it's not just done publicly. Besides that, like, I think that there's there's definitely censorship to a certain extent, especially with like, do you know what I mean when I say trigger warnings?
What trigger warnings?
Like alarme du provoqué, like basically it's like slang here, but basically, like if the teacher is about to talk about like maybe like rape, for example, or something that's kind of like problematic or could be like really stressful for somebody who's already like gone through something like that, they have to just kind of give a trigger warning, which means, you know, like before they start talking about it, you know, say something like, this might be uncomfortable for some people, feel free to leave the room, or feel free to plug your ears or whatever. And that's definitely like a way to like preserve your freedom of speech, so that we can like talk about these important issues without like offending people who like have been like affected by those things. So like that's kind of new, and especially like with my younger generation, with freedom of speech and trigger warnings, we have like, I don't know, I think like trigger warnings is like a fairly new thing, and it wasn't until like my generation kind of spoke up and was like, you know, we should definitely be able to talk about these issues, but like without harming other people or offending other people.
And do you think that your younger generation is, how do you say oser faire quelque chose?
Is what?
You know? How do you say oser? So
what is that? Ordi?
Oser.
Ozzy?
No, wait a moment. Maybe I can find. Venture.
Venture? Adventurous? Like
No, maybe young generation is no. I don't know in English. How do you say in English? So it's not important. But in my country, there is some similitude. How do you say? I don't know. The same thing. Yeah, similarity. Yeah. About the pornography here, it's the same in your country. But I know that there is some limits, and the limits are found about the law. So so we can violate the right to the other, for example. But I think that it's the same for you. We can say something bad to a person, for example, about the racism. So you are fucking black. We can say that. When we work in a specific job, we can say everything we want. So, for example, because there is the confidentiality agreement. Do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same in your country, no?
Yeah, like I mean, yeah, to an extent, there's just a confidentiality agreement, but mostly that's like, as far as like finances go for the company, things like that. Um, yeah, yeah, definitely. And I think also that like probably both of our countries like have pretty good freedom of speech because we need it because like you guys have like a blend of ethnicities and like a blend of languages over there, and we definitely are the same as well. And like we have a lot of like minorities and just like a total just big melting pot. So like we have to be all be able to say what we want to say because we're all coming from different angles. If that makes sense.
Okay. Um, yes, I don't know what
Um,
can I say more, but maybe you.
yeah, let me think. Mm, do you want to like maybe like tell me a time when you used freedom of speech, like a personal experience, and it was like really helpful?
Uh, yeah, I don't know if it the correct situation, but at school sometimes the student can say what they want because there is an hierarchical. I don't know. Do
They
you
can't
know
say what they
the?
want. Yeah.
Yeah, so with the teacher, so some teacher can use this situation uh, above the student.
Hmm. Oh,
Do you know what I mean or not?
like the teacher can't talk about one student's personal life to other students. Is that
Yeah, for example, they can say something bad about one student, and by the law, for example, is it not a is not how do you say, is it not correct? But of course, we are of school though. So oh, today I can't speak very good English, so sorry.
no? That's okay. That's okay.
Um,
It's gonna be really rocky when we start speaking in French. So
yeah, okay.
um,
Um,
yeah, it's actually nice because so like the other or the Canadian lady that I have to do like a talk abroad thing with, she's like a professional and she's like paid to do this with me, so she's like super on her shit, and I'm like not. Um, but it's nice that you're like another student, so like I can kind of level with you,
okay.
and then you make an English mistake, and then I don't feel so bad when I make a French mistake.
Yeah, and me,
Not
I
that
have to I have to complete a report, and maybe you can tell me some mistake I made,
oh yeah,
so I can write, and after I can put this mistake in my report. Last time we don't do this, we didn't do this, so
yeah,
no.
yeah,
Now
yeah.
what do
That
you think
works.
about my English? No, my English.
You want to work on your English? Is that what you just said?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'd like to work on my French too. That's why we're here. Yeah, I didn't realize that when you wrote that article that it would be on like that PDF for everything. And it was really funny because we were in class and my professor pulled up all of the articles from your class, and there's just me doing that dumb peace sign.
yes, you see the picture.
That's okay. Yeah, no, it was really
Uh,
funny. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna have to write up anything for you guys. I think since I'm also doing the Canadian talk abroad thing, that it's just like talking practice for with EPHEC with you guys. Yeah.
yeah, okay.
We have another
Okay.
9 minutes
No,
of
but
English, so I can.
I I don't know yet. I don't know how many times.
Yeah, we have 9 more minutes to talk in English, and then we have to talk in French for 20. I can tell you about a time that I used freedom of speech. So like in my high school, my friend and I had noticed that there were like some products in the bathroom that the teachers stopped replacing, and like feminine products. And my friend and I thought that that wasn't cool, so we went to a teachers meeting thing, or like we crashed a teachers meeting, but they knew we were coming, so it was okay. Um, and that was cool because like as younger people, we were able to like write up something and then like voice our opinions to all of our teachers and all the staff at our school, like all these older people that are supposed to like make the rules. And so they're kind of forced to listen to our
So
speech and our freedom of expression.
you were in an appointment with teachers
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
we
for saying what you want
yeah
and your opinion.
yeah yeah, and at one point, one of the teachers, she's from Russia, and she is like very conservative and has very like strict ideals from Russia that don't always like mesh with America when she came here. Anyway, so one thing was kind of like younger people telling older people their opinions. She wasn't super happy about that, and she got kind of angry with us in the meeting at the appointment. But all the other teachers like had our backs, and um, so that kind of showed like the flip side of like where like we were using our freedom of speech and she wasn't cool with that, but other people were. And I don't know, it just shows that there's like just different opinions about it, especially like between the different generations. Yeah.
Okay, and in your school, is it really important, the freedom of speech?
Yeah,
Or,
my high school was really small, and it like my high school definitely wanted all of us to like think critically and to not grow up fast, but they really worked on us being like mature people out in the world, just because it was so small that they could like concentrate on us versus like with a whole bunch of students you can't like cater to them as well. But yeah, it was very small. Like we called all of our teachers by their first names. There was no Mrs. or Mr. whatever. There was just Emily and Chad and
yeah, it's not like at the university.
no, not like the in the university we have to call, professor or doctor, whatever. Except for
Yeah.
my French teacher likes to be called by her first name. But yeah, no, in my high school, freedom of speech was really important because that's what they wanted us all to use, and it wasn't a traditional high school. Um, yeah.
No, it's fine. In my country, so in Belgium, we can call our teacher by a first name, for example.
Okay.
It's always teacher, sir,
Yeah.
so never with his name.
Mhm.
Yes, when I was in the secondaire,
Mhm.
um, I had one teacher, and I could call by his first name,
Okay.
but it was like a friend,
Okay.
but it's not an habitude. No, not an habitude. Yeah? How
Yeah.
do you say habitude?
Usually
Yeah, so
it's not. You would say it
right,
was.
habituel, usually. Yeah. Oh, I know this word. So.
Yeah, you know.
Okay. Um. Yeah, maybe.
Let's see. Do you want to tell me maybe about a controversial issue that you have in regards to freedom of speech in your country? Like, is there an issue that like say like opposé or say controversé, like that like there's different sides to going on in your country that people are using freedom of speech to talk about or argue about?
You speak about more precise the political.
Yeah. Like, do you want to, like, we have 4 more minutes in English, so do you want to tell me about, like, a political issue in Belgium that people are using freedom of speech to argue about?
Yes, but I don't like to speak about politics because in French, I don't know a lot of things about politics. So in French, I don't speak about politics. So in English, it's more difficult. So
Oh, okay, that's okay. Not a problem.
yeah. So
Not a problem. I can tell you about something in my city. So there's this abortion clinic in my city, and there's, yeah, I mean, as you know, worldwide abortion is like a really controversial issue right now. And so every Saturday morning, uh, two two different groups of people are using their freedom of speech to talk about it. So, like, or rather not talk about it. Like, there'll always be like older people with signs, that are against abortion, and they'll wait outside the abortion clinic, which isn't cool, because if women are having to go through that, then they have to see those signs and feel really guilty on their way to their appointment. Like, that's not good. But then there'll also be other people using their freedom of speech who believe the opposite, and those are usually younger people that are pro-abortion or pro-choice, and they'll have like signs, like, safety signs, and they'll like escort. Do you know what I mean by like escort? Like
escort.
escort, like, kind of, it means kind of like,
Escort.
yeah, escort.
Woman, girl.
Oh, well, not like that.
No.
So there's
Yeah.
two. So there's that, and then there's, or you can escort somebody, like
You can. Okay,
a
no,
dad
okay,
escorts
no,
you
sorry.
to a school dance or what, I don't know. But anyway, so then there's like people that are pro-choice and like pro-abortion, and they will like escort the women safely into the abortion clinic, because the
Yeah, okay.
people give them a hard time. Anyways, that's an example of freedom of speech with an issue in my city, and like, but people use freedom of speech like with signs. Yeah, and they do it like almost every Saturday morning, because that abortion clinic was gonna get shut down for a bit, but it's still running. So yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
we have a minute. We can switch over to French now.
We can speak now in French.
Mm-hmm.
But
About
first, can you tell me some mistake I made, because I needed to complete my report. So
we talked about usually.
yeah, usually, yeah.
What were you telling me about the scale? I didn't understand.
No, for example, to escort, what is the what does it mean?
What does it mean?
Yeah.
Escort. I mean, like chaperoning. Do you know what that means?
Accompagner.
Yeah. Accompany.
Okay. Yeah, for example, yeah, and the mistake I made, you don't know. So
I don't remember any big ones.
No, big ones, no. Okay. Okay, oh, it's fine. But okay, so cool. Okay. We can start speaking in French. Donc on peut parler français maintenant.
Blah. D'accord. Nous pouvons.
Vas-y.
Go ahead. Allez.
Tu veux parler d'un sujet en particulier?
Libre d'expression, on peut en français. Qu'est-ce que tu penses libre d'expression dans ton pays?
Dans mon pays, c'est très important. C'est-à-dire que pour moi, tout le monde a le droit de pouvoir exprimer donc leur avis, et c'est très important. Après, Je sais qu'il y a certains pays dans lesquels ben, les personnes n'ont pas cette chance, mais ça devient rare. Comme tu as parlé déjà, la culture aussi, ben, dans certaines cultures, l'homme a plus de droits de parole que la femme. Et, euh, et inversement, mais bon, ça, faut respecter parce que c'est au niveau culturel. Après, si je trouve ça bien, euh, non. Mais
Non?
bon.
Ah oui. I, comment dit-on agree en français? Like I
Ah,
agree.
agree. Je suis d'accord avec toi.
Je suis d'accord avec toi.
Ouais, je suis d'accord, c'est I agree. Et avec toi, c'est I agree with you.
I agree with you. Je suis d'accord avec toi. Cool. Je vois. Euh, euh, pour ton pays, est-ce qu'une idée que les jeunes ou les vieux promouvent?
Sorry?
Promove? Um,
Promote.
promove, like promote.
Yeah, promotion.
Uh,
Promotion.
not a promotion, like just to like get like an idea that you're pushing forward. How would you say
Mais,
that in French?
euh,
Like if you're promoting an idea or a concept.
ah, ok. Dire quelque chose que l'on pense.
Quelque chose que m'en
Que
pense.
l'on que l'on pense. Donc, exprimer quelque chose que tu as envie de dire, par exemple.
Ah oui, ah oui.
Tu vois? Ou pas?
Uh, I'm trying to ask like if like freedom of expression is like exprimé promoted more by the young or by the old people in your country.
Yeah, ok, I understand. Je comprends. Les jeunes sur les réseaux sociaux, par exemple,
Mhm.
montrent énormément avec Snapchat, avec Instagram, avec les réseaux sociaux. Ils affichent par exemple leur vie. Et ben, dans les Snap Stories, les Insta Stories, eh ben, il y a des personnes qui racontent leur vie. Et du coup, ben, ils disent un peu tout haut ce que les autres pensent tout bas.
Ah oui, pour moi c'est même. Dans mon pays, les réseaux sociaux, social media,
Il y a les réseaux sociaux. Ouais.
les réseaux sociaux est
Ouais.
très important pour libre d'expression parce qu'il donne parce qu'il nous donne une opportunité
Ouais.
pour, pour parler de issues. Um,
Ouais.
euh,
Issue, c'est problème.
pro-
Parler de problèmes, etc.
parler du problème. Um,
Voilà.
pour les jeunes américains, um,
Mhm.
ils utilisent les réseaux sociaux, même Instagram ou Snapchat. Mes amis en Instagram sont très political. Um, ouais, how do you to post on social
Euh, Poster,
poster? Il poste beaucoup de posts,
publication.
beaucoup de publications euh, de abortion. How do you say abortion en français?
Abortion.
Abortion, like if you're aborting a baby.
If you burying a baby.
Aborting a baby. Here, let me type it.
Yeah.
Like aborting a baby.
Abortion.
Mhm.
I'm gonna... Je vais regarder ce que ça veut dire.
D'accord.
Hop. Ah, ok, oui, 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 ok. Ah, donc tes amis postent des publications à ce sujet-là.
Well, About
Ouais.
abortion? Can you?
Yeah,
I can spell it.
oui, je parle plus doucement, regarde. Tes amis,
Des amis.
à toi, postent donc des publications à propos de l'adoption.
Des adoption.
Yeah, abortion, like aborting a baby, c'est adoption. L'adoption.
Is it spelled
Like
like?
this. Look. Adoption. Adoption.
Okay. Adoption.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mes friends say. Mes friends. Mes amis. That's franglais. Mes amis.
Sorry. J'ai fait une faute grave. C'est pas l'adoption, c'est l'avortement. Avortement. Do you know the word avortement?
Avortement? No.
Yeah. No. Abortion is avortement.
Avortement.
Yeah. Like a woman don't want a baby, so she goes to the hospital and to do the abortion or the avortement.
Avortement. Can you put it in the chat so I can see it?
Non. Voilà.
Avortement. Avortement. Yeah. J'ai amis que sont très intéressés en avortement parce que j'ai une amie qui a un avortement. She had an abortion.
Une amie.
Alors elle utilise liberté d'expression pour part de avortement. Une amie qui a dû avorter. Une amie qui a dû avorter.
Yeah, so a friend who has to aborting. So. Yeah. Okay. Ah ouais, c'est difficile et elle s'exprime sur les réseaux sociaux.
Pardon?
Du coup, elle utilise les réseaux sociaux pour parler de ce sujet.
Instagram et Snapchat et Facebook.
Et toi, personnellement, donc, tu utilises les réseaux sociaux?
Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Et toi, personnellement, tu utilises les réseaux sociaux pour la liberté d'expression?
Parfois. Je n'utilise pas souvent les réseaux sociaux parce que je suis très occupée. Mais en l'été ou en l'hiver, quand je ne suis pas en l'école,
Oui.
j'utilise les réseaux sociaux souvent. Maintenant, not really. Pas même. Mais quand je fais, j'utilise Instagram.
Ah, ok, ça va. Tu as d'autres cas où tu as dû exprimer ce que tu as envie de dire, ce que tu avais envie de dire?
I'm sorry, it's kind of loud in here.
Ouais, yeah. Est-ce que tu as eu déjà un autre cas
Un autre cas?
pour exprimer ce que tu as envie de dire? Genre, mais non, pas genre.
Another way for me to use freedom of speech?
Yeah, exactly.
Ah ouais. Avec ma bouche. Avec ma bouche. Aussi les publications dans le journal, like in the newspaper? Would it still be publications, the same word for publications dans le journal? Aussi, poetry? How do you say, like poetry? Like poem?
Can you write?
Yeah. That's the English word.
Poetry. Oh, I don't know this word, but
like
yeah.
like Shakespeare.
Yeah, okay, poésie. La poésie.
Oh, la poésie?
Non, la poésie. Like this. Poésie.
La poésie.
Yeah.
Quand j'étais jeune, j'utilise poésie pour les problèmes féministes, problèmes de femmes. Même, what am I trying to say?
Qu'est-ce que tu veux dire? Je peux t'aider. Hein. Je peux t'aider pour dire en français.
Sorry.
No, it's not a problem.
I was trying to say when I was younger, I used poetry to talk about feminine issues. So, quand j'étais jeune, j'utilise poésie pour parler de problèmes de femmes, particulièrement problèmes de femmes sexuelles. C'est les femmes en mon pays sont très hypersexualized.
Can you write maybe because hypersexualisé.
Très sexuel. Très sexuel. From de les hommes, deux hommes en mon pays. En les médias ou les journaux ou what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say sexualized women.
Oui, la vision, enfin l'image de la femme est très comment on dit ça en français les hommes ont une image de la femme très sexiste.
Très sexiste.
Ouais.
Yeah.
Je pense que c'est ça.
Yeah,
je pense que c'est
okay. Ah ouais, c'est très sexiste. Ah ouais, particulièrement on les how do you say advertisements? Advertisement?
Oui, les avertissements.
Particulièrement on les avertissements pour des vêtements pour femmes. Même les chaussures, les advertisements pour les chaussures est très sexiste parce que les femmes, how do you say naked without clothing?
Oui, naked, c'est les femmes sont souvent nues.
Pour les femmes, mais des hommes pour un avertissement pour les chaussures. Ils ont vêtements.
Tu veux dire quoi? Non, c'est pas grave. Hein. Mais tu veux dire quoi? Les avertissements, t'es sûr que c'est ça?
Yeah, like advertisements for socks. For
can you write so I can maybe translate to say the correct word in French because I don't want to say something incorrect. Ah, ok, oui, oui, oui.
Yeah, like
Oui, les publicités, advertising, it's not avertissement, it's publicité.
publicité. So,
Yeah, like
chaussures pour femmes. What was the word for naked again?
nu,
Nu, like
like this, like no, like this, just like this.
nu. So les publicités pour chaussures pour les femmes est très nu, mais
Ok.
pour les
Les hommes,
les hommes c'est ce nu pas, ce nu pas. Not naked would be nu.
ne lis pas. Ah non, non. Dans les publicités, les hommes ne sont pas nus, donc pour yeah, like this. Like this.
Dans les publicités, les hommes ne sont pas nus.
Ne sont pas nus. Yeah.
D'accord, je comprends.
Voilà. Donc,
Well, I think we've used our 40 minutes. Is there anything else that your teacher
it's okay.
talk about?
Great.
Right,
So,
logged on about 250 something. So I think we're
okay, it's fine.
met all of my requirements for my teacher. Do you have anything else you need to talk about? Oh, we should figure out our next session is what we should do.
Yeah, we need. We can see when we can do our
next one.
next session. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking on my thing.
We can do it.
Is the next one due in December?
Yeah, but we can do it in 2 weeks, for example. It's not necessary in 1 month.
Yeah. So so the next one is. So if you want to like on the 29th, same time.
29. Yeah, okay. At the same time, then at the same hour.
Yeah.
Okay, so in 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's fine. I don't know what is the goal for the next session, but we can speak on Facebook and on and by email. So
Yeah, or Facebook or whatever. Yeah, that sounds good.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right. I have to go to class now, but after class tonight, I'll send the recording to you.
Okay. So yeah.
So by the time you wake up, you should have the recording. Okay, cool.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
See you.
All right. Bye, Alan.
Bye.